Twisted is a really, really, really good show for so many reasons. Hello! Today I am going to be ranking the songs that are in Twisted, the untold story of a royal vizier. Now, as a Starkid fan and as a die-hard Disney fan, Twisted obviously is one of my favorite Starkid shows. It is my favorite Starkid show if you exclude the Harry Potter musical series. Now, the songs in Twisted are some of the best songs that Starkid has ever produced. Some of them just get me so emotional every time I hear them, and others just make me just laugh my head off every time I hear them. And yeah, that is true for like every Starkid show. They can make you cry, they can make you laugh simultaneously, which is amazing in itself. But the songs in Twisted, I think in particular for me, are just so brilliantly done. Alan Menken being my favorite composer and having a lot of his compositions embedded in that music, I just never get tired of it. Listening to the soundtrack, it just reminds me of how great all of these songs really are, and it felt wrong, once again, I said this in my Frozen 2 video, but it felt wrong once again to put a lot of them further from the top. Just know that all of these songs I think are great. Let's get started. All right, number 14, coming in at the bottom of the list is the finale, 1001 Nights reprise, you could call it. This song is so powerful, but it is less than a minute long, and there's really not a ton to say about it. I do love how the entire cast comes together though at the end, and that Jafar and Scheherazade finally get their happy ending. Because you wait for that throughout the entire show, and at the end when you get that, it's great. But frankly, there are just, you know, too many songs where it's like, whoa! You know? Number 13 is the Golden Rule Evil Reprise. This song is great, and it's a great performance in the show, but if you compare it to Golden Rule, it's a reprise. It's a reprise. It's not like an extravagant anthem, like a lot of these songs are. But I do love how they embedded that whoever has the gold makes the rules, because that's an original line from Aladdin, and I love that they put that in this song. This musical is just so brilliant, and how many Easter eggs that it has. It blows my mind. Number 12 is I Steal Everything. This song is really, really funny, but again, it's not a song where I listen to it and I'm like, wow! It's the One Jump Ahead counterpart in the show. So it's still low in the list because it's not the most original piece in this show. But yes, I do understand it's supposed to be a counterpart for One Jump Ahead, and they did a great job with it. Number 11, Take Off Your Clothes. Take off your clothes. Again, this is the counterpart for A Whole New World, and I love A Whole New World more than I do One Jump Ahead, so it only makes sense that I would like Take Off Your Clothes better than I Steal Everything. But it's still a little bit lower in the list just because, again, it's not really an original work, because they do use a lot of the elements from A Whole New World, and they did do a great job with it, and this song, it's hilarious. It's so awful. It's so awful, but it's so funny. Number 10 is If I Believed. I love this song. It really was hard for me to put it this low in the list, but it's a shorter song. Nevertheless, it is a beautiful song. Dylan's voice and his acting, it's Jafar's song of just conveying, maybe I could accomplish all of this if I really believed in it, but the world has just pushed him down so much that he really doesn't believe in anything. He doesn't really believe that he can change the world anymore. And it's so sad, especially since at this point in the show we had just found out about what happened with him and Scheherazade. Number 9 is Everything and More. My song. If you think I'm Jasmine. I'm not Jasmine, I'm sorry. Again, Rachel's voice and her acting is so great in this show and any other show that she's in. And if you just really think about what Jasmine is asking here if you watch Aladdin, it really is. I mean, the live action version, they do a much better job with her character, but in Twisted, they really address in the original Aladdin really all that she's asking of, which is quite a lot. In the movie, Jasmine's very kind, but she is quite spoiled. She's not really grateful for everything she has. There are people literally out on the streets that are suffering, and she is feeling sorry for herself. So this song really, really brings that to light. And it's a great just power ballad that you can just belt out in the shower. I mean, I love this song. I sang it all the time when I first watched this musical. It's a great song that parodies Jasmine's situation in the original Aladdin movie. And I think it's really, really funny. All right, number 8 is Orphaned at 33. If you've seen one of the Aladdin sequels, you will actually know that Aladdin actually has a father that is alive, and may I say, very, very, very handsome. Oh man. This song is so underrated in the fandom, I feel like. Nobody ever talks about this song that I'm aware of, but I love this song. It's, again, very, very funny. Also, one thing that you should know about me is that I love Jeff Blim. His voice, his acting, everything that he does is on point in every show that he is in. He is hilarious. He just knows what it's all about, you know? He just gets it. But all of the humor aside, I am also just a real sucker for songs that start off kind of slower and more smooth, I guess. And then it just builds up until then finally at the end, the person who's singing it is just going for it. And this song, it's one of those songs. Okay, we have gone through the bottom 7. Now let's go to the top 7 of this list. This just goes to show that really every song in this show is great. That said, number 7 is Sands of Time or Golden Rule. I love this song so much. It really captures the spirit of Jafar before he gets just pushed down. It shows a time in his young life where he has so many hopes and dreams, and it just shows what a complex character that this show made him to be. And all of that aside, this song is just such a showstopper. It is so catchy, and it's a great group song where everybody just comes together and is singing like this in, true musical fashion. So yes, I love Golden Rule. Love, 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 love it. Okay, top 6. Number 6 is No One Remembers Ahmed. I feel like I'm gonna get some criticism for this, for not putting this song higher, but you guys, every single song in this show is so, so, so good. It's just a matter of liking some of the other songs more, and they just make me feel more things. But it is still the funniest song in this show, and probably just in general. I just love how just distraught Ahmed is about just this entire situation, and how they actually made Ahmed an actual character worthy of the audience's sympathy in this show is just genius all in itself. But other than, all that, he's just still just so mad about the princess rejecting him, Raja, and all of his servants are just pumping him up. It's just it's a great song. It's so catchy and it's so funny. Bring Ahmed his tiger and nobody gets hurt. Number 5 is Dream a Little Harder. If you are an actual, true diehard Disney fan, a huge Disney fan, you probably understand how much I love this song. This is a brilliant piece. It is absolutely brilliant. It just has so many elements of so many other Disney songs. Obviously, it has the element of Belle as he's walking around, to the library, and the Marie, the baguettes, hurry up. And I also love the line, "Whistle while you swallow a spoonful of sugar and your dreams will come true upon a star." That is just such a Disney line. It's such a parodied Disney song. I love it so much. One of my favorite moments in any Starkid song is how they're listing the ways that Jafar could possibly die. Like, he could be skewered by a sailing ship, or hanged in tangled jungle vines, or eaten by hyenas, or plummet to his death from a castle, a clock, or a cliff. That's how several Disney villains actually did die. It's so brilliantly written. It is a, parody to a lot of, the beliefs that Disney has thrown out there for their first several decades, is that if you just really, really, really want something and you're really, really pretty, then you'll get it. I mean, Disney is getting a lot better at kind of, not conveying that message that harshly anymore, but for their first several decades, that really was what a lot of their movies were saying. So yes, if you love Disney as much as I do, you probably love this song as much as I do. I really, really, really just love this song. Number 4 is 1001 Nights, the classic Starkid love song, along with, Not Alone in the Way I Do and some others. Oh man. This song is really an original work of art by Team Starkid. A brand new Disney love song that doesn't really sound like any of the other Disney love songs, which was great because it still sounds like it could be a Disney song. One thing that Disney and just musicals in general can accomplish is making you believe that two characters have fallen in love in the span of singing a song together. And they really did a good job with making us actually believe that Jafar and Scheherazade, singing this song, were falling in love. The way that Dylan and Meredith performed this song, both with their singing and with their acting, I really did believe that. They have a lot of onstage chemistry. Their voices sound great together. This song is so beautiful. I love listening to it. This is another one of those songs that I used to just sing all the time when I first saw this show. It's just so sweet. It makes me feel all warm and cuddly inside. All right, now we are getting to the power anthems. The power anthems. These top 3 songs are all so just powerful and extravagant, and I can't wait to talk about them. All right, so let's get into it. Number 3 is The Power in Me. This song is so beautiful. It just hits me right in the feels. It's such a powerful, emotional song, and you can just hear how raw Jafar and the princess's emotions are in it, and how they realize after all this time how much they truly mean to each other. It's like For Good from Wicked, but more extravagant and powerful. It's these two characters who weren't supposed to like each other, but you see through a different lens that they do. And them just singing their hearts out to each other about, this is it, we're not gonna see each other ever again, but I'm just going to treasure forever what we had, and even if nobody else will know, we'll know. And I love in Aladdin how they describe Aladdin as the diamond in the rough, but in fact, in The Power in Me, Jasmine sings to Jafar, "You're a diamond in the rough." And that's kind of exactly how we've come to see Jafar throughout this entire show. Again, it's a song that starts off very slow and very gentle, but then it builds into such an anthem, and it just sounds so powerful at the end. And I love songs like that. I can't really say that enough. Now, these top 2 are quite difficult to rank for me because one of them, I believe, is the best song in the show, but the other one is my personal favorite. It was kind of in the respect in my Frozen video. My top 2, my personal favorite is Lost in the Woods, but I think that Show Yourself is the best song in the show, probably. or in that movie. I'm kind of in this situation right now, and while I ranked Show Yourself lower than Lost in the Woods, I'm gonna do the opposite for this list to kind of even everything out. That said, number 2, my personal favorite song in the show is Happy Ending. I never get tired of listening to this song. It is just a grand, grand piece. How Jafar just wants a happy ending for all and to hopefully get his life back on track and to get Scheherazade back, while Aladdin wants to sleep with Jasmine and Jasmine wants to marry Aladdin. So that whole dynamic is quite funny, while Jafar is just so extravagantly moving forward and wanting what's best, which shows his maturity and their immaturity as characters. That little moment in the middle of the song where he's, you know, singing about Scheherazade and it kind of slows down. That's a very, very beautiful moment. Obviously, it makes a lot of Starkid fans cry, including myself. And after, you know, she blows him the kiss, he just gets so, like, just fired up and starts just singing his heart out about the life that he hopes he'll have by the end of the show. Which, again, there's great foreshadowing in this song. We'll retire to some far-off place, share an itty-bitty living space. Jafar singing about happy ending, Aladdin singing about, like, I still everything, Jasmine, I want everything. It's just such a great portal, I guess, into these characters' minds. I also really, really, really love those songs in musicals where multiple characters are kind of singing their own part and they all come together at the end and it's the most satisfying thing in the world, and this song has that. So yes, this is my personal favorite song in the show, but of course I have to save number 1 for what I believe is the best song in the show, and that is Twisted. I really couldn't put any other song as number 1, not even Happy Ending, because this song starts out with a grand soliloquy, and it has a bunch of Disney villains telling their side of the story in the middle, and then at the end, another grand soliloquy. So I really, really couldn't pick any other song because this song is an absolute masterpiece. The song starts out with him, you know, obviously very nervous because he's stolen the lamp and he's just so conflicted because no matter what he decides, it's going to hurt somebody. And, you know, as we've like seen throughout this entire show, Jafar doesn't like hurting people. He's very, very conflicted. So, of course, a bunch of other Disney villains come to the scene to help him and to tell them their sides of the story. And every little, like, just little snippet of a song that each Disney villain performs is amazing in itself, because Ursula's really does sound like Poor Unfortunate Souls, Scar's really does sound like Be Prepared. And as a Disney fan, of course I love the protagonists of Disney, most of them, and that said, I also love the villains. And I love how this song gave some more complexity to a lot of them, because I am also just a sucker for complex characters. Obviously, they're not all that complex still, because it's a parody musical, but still, I love the line, there are 2 sides to every story. And that's very, very true. And of course, then the song ends with Jafar kind of realizing what he has to do, wondering how will they tell his story, how will he be remembered, will anybody care? And it kind of goes full circle from Happy Ending, where he's hopeful and he's saying, I'll be treated like a hero all the citizens adore, while in Twisted he says, I'll never be a hero all the citizens adore. He just realizes that he has to go back and he has to do what he has to do and be the unsung anti-hero that everybody deserves at this point, because that's how they've seen him. And he's just been pushed down so much. Oh, again, that just really hits me right in the feels. This song is just absolute genius. It's just a beautifully woven, climactic work of art, this song is. And for that reason, I think that it is the best song in the show. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. I apologize if it's like longer than I anticipated. I just love talking about Twisted because it's such a beautiful show, while still being one of the funniest shows to me. It's just so funny. It's so funny. And it just makes you think so hard too, and cry so much. And again, characters are such a huge thing for me in anything that I read or watch, and the character development and the character complexities in this show are wonderful. How you see Jafar change, how you see Jasmine change. It's just all around just a wonderful, brilliant show. What I want to know from you in the comment section down below is, what are your favorite songs from Twisted? You could rank all of them like I did. You could just tell me your favorites, anything you want. But I want to know. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a magical day.